Yeah, I know you've all heard that statement. You know, you can get anything you put your mind to, right? But what does that really mean? So a lot of us, we apply it the wrong way, but it's really a fact. You can get anything you put your mind to the correct way. See, so when you heard that statement, you thought, oh, I could get anything I put my mind to, meaning, you know, my hard work, my dedication, like pushing it, you know, making it happen. That equals forcing, that generates resistance, that eliminates connection to intuition. So we were doing it the wrong way. So here's the correct way that you can get anything you put your mind to. Here's how we discovered this. You see, the further quantum physics shows us, right, that the further we look into reality, the more we see there is nothing there. The atom, which makes everything, has a counterpart known as the electron, its friend, its associate. They roll together. Every atom gonna have an electron chilling with it. They're like bosom buddies. When you peer into them, you see nothing. There is no physical reality. So instead of using your mind to see or change a physical world, that's impossible. See? That's why it doesn't happen. So instead, all you have to do is see the truth. If you see the truth, the game is over. Let me give you the analogy that sums this up. You know the Matrix? When the kid says, bend the spoon, and Neo says, try to bend the spoon, and the kid says, do not try to bend the spoon, that's impossible. Right? And he says, there is no spoon, there's only, just see the truth, which is only you. What does he mean by that? Exactly what I'm telling you. That reality was Neo. Neo was the spoon. It was his perception, his perspective, his point of view. So when he changed his point of view and he realized, oh, there is no spoon here to bend. So what I'm going to do, I'm just going to become the spoon. I'm going to see reality as the spoon being bent by me, not me bending the spoon. See that? Then he bent the spoon. So it's the same thing. You have to see reality from a different perspective. You cannot see reality from physical standpoint. So the truth is, you can get anything you put your mind to once you realize that there is no physical reality. There is only possibilities and choices. These choices and possibilities are in your consciousness. They are in your imagination. So once you start to see reality, the physical world in your head, once you start to see it in your accord, in your way, in your perspective, in the way you would like to see it, that's called the truth. That's when the world will change. See, what happens is when they say to us, hey, you can get anything you want when you put your mind to it, we have a mindset that the world was physical. That's why it didn't work for most people. And that's why most people did a lot of struggling and working hard and still didn't work. But when you realize the truth, now the truth sets you free and you understand, wait a minute, there is no reality. There's only perception of a reality. There's only my view. There's only what's in my head. It's only what I think and I conjure up. That's when you can get anything you put your mind to. What happens when you do that? Here's what happens. Now, intuition comes online. Flow state exists. Guidance comes down. Synchronicities start popping up like light bulbs. People start coming into your rescue. Situations start to change. The same physical world that you was looking at that you think was stuck now changed right before your eyes. And before you know it, it happens so fast. It's after a little while when you catch yourself and say, oh man, I just realized I'm actually living the life I set up to live. Just a few months ago I was doing this, a few months ago I was doing that. I'm actually making this and doing this right now. Wow. Why didn't you realize it? Because once you shift your perspective and your perception to your unique way of seeing things, your subconscious mind adopted that new reality as normal for you. So all the while you're doing it, you never stop. What's the saying go? You never stop to smell the roses. Because you didn't need to smell the roses. You were the roses. The roses were there already. It means that your mind got so accustomed to this being normal for you that only after a while you catch it and say, wait a minute, I'm actually living my dream. That's how you can get anything you put your mind to. That's the real way to get it. The old dated way is not the way. So the real way now is, hey, let me put it to you this way. You can get anything you put your mind to once you take your mind and see the world as non-physical, as just options, just opportunities. See how that works? Then the world will start to bend towards you. In quantum physics, this is very important that we must understand. There is no solidity, there is only fluidity. There's only energy, and the energy vibrates, and when the rate that it vibrates, it creates magnetism. That's what we call the world we live in, electromagnetic. If you look around your world, what do you comprise with? Electricity, magnetism. Everything comes in from those two elements. And even you and I are products of electricity and magnetism. In your blood, in your body, it is producing electricity. Your heart produces magnetic field. You are fluidity. So if you're fluidity, you can't be stuck. So everything exists by a byproduct of your consciousness. Even the people you associate with, they're all coming from your unique lens, my friends. And that's the profound truth. And that's the truth that will set you free. Because go ahead and test it. How do you know this is going to work? Go apply this for at least 30 to 90 days. Be consistent. Right before you go to bed. Go ahead. See the dream life. Make sure you fall asleep thinking about it, seeing it, whatever it looks like. Do that consistently. Watch how it starts to show up. Pieces by pieces. Little by little. It all starts to fall into place. And before you know it, the same physical world that you thought you couldn't change, it's now your dream world. And the beauty of it all, it just becomes normal to you. And once that image and once that reality gets mapped in and you experience it, it's only up from there now. Because now that gets stored in your subconscious mind and it starts to replay it again. So you should never, ever try to move physical reality. It's impossible, as you can see now. Instead, what you should do is move the way you think and see your physical reality. That's when it moves. Not you going out and, oh man, I gotta put my mind to this, I'm gonna make this happen. You can't do that. You see, here's the next component about that. It's a double-edged sword. The same mind we use to see, to take physical and make it non-physical, right? The same mind we use to do that, that mind is very biased. So in other words, the same mind, the mind that we use to visualize our dreams and our desires is known as our conscious mind, our ego. It's a very biased mind. See, the ego will make you see non-physical in your imagination, but it still thinks and believes it's physical. And that's where it trips you up. Because even though you're using it to see the world in imagination, it will remind you it's just your imagination. And it will come back and say, that's just in your head, this is the real world. That's where people mess up, because they accept it, they believe it, and they never get to change their life. But now, once you know science, and you understand this information, the next time that happens now, and you go into your imagination and you're seeing the world you like to see it, and your mind comes in now and says, hey, this is just your imagination, this is the real world. Now you don't react. Now you can ignore. And now you can tell your mind, this is the real world. Yeah, you literally can tell your own mind, say, listen, the imagination in my head is the real reality. You want to know a technique that will shut your mind down and it won't bother you again when you tell your mind? If you tell your mind, hey, this is the real world, and the other one is fake, and your mind won't come back to you again and bug you the next time you use your visualization imagination. Would you like to know a technique to silence the mind on that? So when the mind comes in and says, hey man, stop imagining, this is the real world, would you like that to stop? Here's a technique. It's called, before I give you the technique, let me tell you about the mind so you can understand this. The conscious mind only will listen to logic, facts, okay, and things it can verify. So we have to find something to shut it down with that. So we're going to give the mind facts, logic, and it can verify what we say, okay? And here's the technique. The next time you're doing your perspective view of your reality, say this to your mind when it says, hey, that's just your imagination, this is the real world. Say this, hey buddy, I have to remind you, the mind cannot tell the difference between what is real or imagined. Say that to your mind. Look how fast it shuts down. Can't come back. It's logic, it's fact. Neuroscience now and quantum mechanics does show us that, and it's verifiable. Your mind can go look it up. Your mind can see for the facts. Your own mind knows that. Once you say you can't tell the difference between what is real or imagined, your mind will it's like, whoa. Your mind starts saying, whoa, you got me thinking now. I'm not real, I'm imagined. And next time you visualize, it will never come back to you and say, that's just imagination. Yeah, if you want to get even more technical and deeper, how researchers figured this or found this information out, they realized the brain lights up in all areas when someone is influenced by stimulant. For example, if you're watching a movie and the guy's jumping out at you and you know it's a movie, it's not real, your subconscious mind reacts the same way as if it's real. Your body produces sweat glands, your hair stands up, it activates your autonomic nervous system, your fight or flight kicks in, your heart races as if you're in real danger. But you're not. But the mind doesn't know that. Can't tell the difference between what is real or imagined. See that? So it begs a question. If my own mind, my subconscious, which runs the show, and I'm watching this movie here, and I'm watching this show, and I'm enlisted in the same experience as if I was in the real world. What is the real world? Where is the real world? The truth is, there is no real world. It's all in your head. It's you. You make the real world. The reason why it looks so real to you is because your brain is a great player. I'm gonna make it in simple language everybody can understand, okay? Because everybody now, you don't like this scientific jargon. So let me make it to you. Make it simple. Your brain, you know what player is? Like a smooth operator. Your brain is one of the best players. Like he knows how to smooth talk and everything. He just makes it easy. He's a player. It make you fall in love with him. That's your brain is designed. Your brain is the best trickster. So what your brain does, it takes what you see and then it floods your nervous system with senses to compact it to make it even feel more real. But he's just a player, playing you and me. But I figured out the player, so I don't get played anymore. Now it's your turn to figure out the player, so you don't get played anymore. To make the subconscious mind, I'm just looking at your questions here. To make the subconscious mind feel safe is to make everything feel like it's normal to you. The subconscious will only feel safe when something feels like it's the next logical thing. It's something that is normal. If something is normal, it means it's build repetition. You've done it before. There's no more fear there. Think about it in this way. When you were first learning to ride a bicycle, I'm sure you got nervous the first time. A couple times you fell off. And then you go back tomorrow, you still were a little bit nervous because yesterday you fell off and you want to get better. But eventually, as you rode the bicycle and you got very, very good at it, the next couple of days or couple of weeks, you see the bicycle, that fear went away. Why? Because your subconscious mind adopted it through repetition and it became normal. It created a pattern, so there's no more fear. So manifestation is definitely about making your subconscious feel safe. You cannot manifest if you're in a state of fight or flight. If you're in fear or you're in doubt a lot, it's really hard to manifest and bring things into reality. And the reason why is because your nervous system operates efficiently when it's not in fight or flight. It's too much resistance, it's too much things, it's a lot of distraction. Your nervous system operates better when it's in a flow state, when it's in a relax and a feel safe state. And this is, your nervous system is actually controlled by your subconscious. So to make your body and your subconscious feel safe, you have to build repetition through the imagination. You have to keep seeing that vision and that dream of you being successful, having it so much that it's ingrained and becomes a part of the map of reality in your unconscious. Once it becomes a map of reality, basically a map of reality means it becomes a normal thing to it. It's like a routine, a habit in the mind. Everything must first become a habit in the mind before it becomes a habit in the perceived physical. And you can make anything a habit in the mind by just repeating it, seeing it over and over again. And you continue to do that because the mind doesn't know the difference between what is real or imagined. Once something becomes fused and becomes a habit in the mind, it must show up as a physical experience. And the best thing about it is you don't have to do anything. You don't have to figure out how it's going to happen. All that will be taken care of by your subconscious mind and your higher self. Your higher self will send all the information to your subconscious to make you take the action, to make the call, to go to the place, to get what you want. So you don't have to sweat it. You don't have to. You never have to say, "Man, I wonder if I'm going to miss my manifestation. I wonder if I'm going to be late. What if my mind forgets to tell me that? What if I miss it? What if it's telling me right now to do this?" It's impossible. You can't do it. You can't. And the reason why it's impossible, because you're governed by 97%. 97% of our lives and our habits are done by our subconscious. So your subconscious will come in and take you over like you're possessed and make you go do it. It puts you in what's called a trance state. How do you explain sometimes when you're just chilling and you get this, you had a problem, right? And all of a sudden you kind of forget about the problem. Or one day you're chilling and it pops in your head and you made a phone call to somebody you never even thought about calling and they solved the problem for you. That wasn't you. That was your subconscious mind possessing you, taking over. And only after you do it you realize, damn, I didn't know why I called you, but I was just calling to talk, but you solved my problem. So you cannot miss it. Got it? These are facts, people. This is the way to change the game in your favor. The key word I use, the game. It's a game. The next step, you have to see it as a game. If you do not see this world as a game, it's going to be very difficult for you to live the life to your fullest. When you see everything as a game, it's going to put your mind at ease. And someone asked earlier, safety. Games represent for us fun, no stress, just chill, relax. It's a game. It's all fun. It's all fun. Do not never take the game seriously. If you do take the game seriously, you're in trouble. Because now your nervous system is going to fight against you. Because now you activate fight or flight. Good question. What are you broadcasting? You have to be conscious of what you're broadcasting. If you're not conscious of what you're broadcasting, man, then the subconscious is going to broadcast for you. Now, pay attention to this. You really don't want your subconscious to broadcast for you. You really want to make your subconscious conscious and take the lead to broadcast for it. Because if your subconscious is broadcasting for you, my friends, it's not a pretty story. And here's why. Because throughout our conditioning and learning and growing up, we live in a matrix. Everything is propagated on subliminal programming. Everything is designed to keep you and me in a state of lack and control and scarcity, just enough to get by. That's how the game is set up. So if you are not careful and observant of what you're broadcasting, your subconscious is going to broadcast a movie that you don't like, that you're probably living right now, because the matrix take it over. The subconscious does not have a protective barrier. Your consciousness does not have, what do you call it? A password to block things from coming in. You are an open field on both ends. You have to be the one to monitor it and keep guard on it. And the only way to keep guard is to be aware of what you're constantly thinking and seeing in your head. And to help you is a very simple concept. Only start to think about only what you want. Make it a habit. Go to bed every night. Never think about how you're going to get what you want. Throw that out the game. Don't even think about that. Only think about what you want. Only see what you want as a reality, as the end, as you doing it. If you want a house, see yourself living in a house. Don't see yourself getting the money to buy the house. Don't worry about all that. If you want to win the lottery, see yourself already having the check in the lottery office. You already know how to win it. You buy a ticket. Put that down. If you want to see your business doing 6 figures, go to your back office screen where you see your revenue. See the revenue screen and the amount of money in the revenue. Don't have to figure out how I'm going to get my e-commerce business to sell 50 pots and 50 eye makeup things and I'm going to get the people to come in. You do not do any of that. If you are doing any of that stuff, you are now cut off from manifesting. You have to let the mind do its job. The subconscious does not need your help, as you may think, as your smart mind may tell you. Your smart mind is really dumb. It's the dumbest thing both of us we all have. No, I don't care if you have a PhD, if you got an A+ in your class, if you're valedictorian, if your IQ is off the Richters. I'm telling you right now, that same mind is the dumbest mind you will ever have. And here's why. Because it can only function in a limited matrix. So yes, you have a PhD in the matrix, you have a PhD and a valedictorian, but you're still stuck in lack. Until you free yourself from your own mind and understand that I have a dumb mind, then you become free. I have a dumb mind. I'm free, because what that does, it allows me now to go into my higher mind, where all the knowledge and everything comes in, and now I'm able to let go of the ego. Okay? You know, I'm looking at questions again. Wanting multiple things at once cannot hurt your manifestation. Again, when you say that, when we ask that question, we're using our dumb mind because we think we're smart. All right, not normally you say, hey, that's your dumb mind. Here's the fact. The subconscious mind processes 3 billion bits of information per second. The subconscious mind is infinite. So it's just your capability to see multiple things at the same time. And to show you we really have a dumb mind, and for the record, we do have a dumb mind, and here's why. Our mind, the smart mind we have, it was not designed to process high information to become very smart with the non-physical. It was only designed to keep us alive. It's through reconditioning of the brain that we develop IQs, intelligence, but they're really limited. And here's an example of it. You and I can only think of a few different options to manifest. Your subconscious can think of infinite. So yes, you can focus on many manifestations all at once as much as your mind can handle it. It's no sweat to the unconscious mind. Yeah, my mind is dumb. my conscious mind is. But my higher mind, I'm always plugged in. See what I do, I use my dumb mind to plug in to my higher mind. I don't rely on my dumb mind. If I did, I'd be stuck. That's the Matrix whole game. The Matrix game is designed to make you rely on your dumb mind by tricking you to making you think it's the smartest part of your mind. My friends, the ego is one of the worst, the most scarce, the most limited part of your consciousness, my friends. Let me tell you the truth of what your ego, let me tell you the truth of what your mind is actually designed to do, but you didn't get the memo on it. And the Matrix will never tell you this, but I'm going to tell you this. Your conscious or your ego mind was basically designed to do this. Here's what it's basically designed to do. To conjure up what you want, to make a decision and think about what you want, right? To take that decision and then imagine it over and over to your subconscious mind. That's what it was designed to do. It was not designed to take the information that you're going to send to your subconscious mind and critique it and then try to figure out how you're going to get it before it passes it to the subconscious. That was all trained and learned by the Matrix. Did you catch that? It's very important. I'm going to have to record that one. I will have to repeat it again. Your mind is only designed to pass information to the subconscious with no negotiation, with no rejection, with no scrutiny, with no analyzing, with none of that. A matter of fact, the smartest people have the most difficulty manifesting. The people with the highest IQ, the PhDs, the valedictorian, the ones that got the highest on their SATs, and it's not their fault. They have the hardest time manifesting. You know why? Because they operate from a mind of critique and logic. It's harder for them because their minds are so used to problem solving, and it's going to critique everything. So I feel for them. But I can help you guys right now. If you got a PhD and you're very smart and talented, that's very, very good. But it's not going to, you don't need that to manifest what you want. So if you want to free yourself from your critical mind, from your very smart analytical, because it's stopping you, here's what you do. You have to acknowledge that you have a dumb mind to become humble. And you also have to acknowledge that the part of the mind that you're using is not designed to get you what you truly want. Once you do those two things, and then you become open to possibilities, then you become free. So if you're a professor or a teacher, I feel for you, because I was just like that. I was that person that's overcritical, overthinking, overanalyzing everything. I was the biggest overanalyzer. Anything comes in, wait a minute, this doesn't make sense. That was tough for me at first, but it kept biting me in the butt. I had to let it go. I had to dummy myself down. I had to realize, Mark, you're not smart like that. You're smart in the regular world, but I don't want to be smart in the regular world. I want to be smart in the world that counts, the one that's going to get me my desires. I could turn on the smart in the regular world anytime. I don't need that right now. I need to get to the higher mind, and I can't get there with this mind. If this mind keeps being so smart, it's going to mess me up. I had to go back to the mind of a kid. Remember when I was a kid? That's the mind I have to get into to manifest. I have to go back to my kid mind. In my kid mind, everything was possible. I was imagining this, and I was playing my superhero, and I was doing this, and I was that, and I was like, man, there was no rejection in my kid mind. Everything, not only possible, I actually believed it was real. But that is the way to access your true potential, my friends. And then you will become a master manifester. See how that works? Your daily mood does not determine your manifestation. It's your overall intention. Every day we're going to feel up and down. It's just what your intention is. If you already have it in the back of your mind that you're going to manifest 6 figures and you're going to do your business, that's already out playing, and then you go to bed and you sleep and you imagine it, you're good. If you get up in the morning, you're in a bad mood, and every day you're up and down, it's not going to stop your manifestation. All right. If you want to learn more and take it to the next level and show you the actual methods to create plasticity in your brain to get you to manifest and have your higher self come online, then you have to get into what's called my school, the real school, where you learn the real deal. It's my school platform. It's my private community here. You can find it either in the link in my bio on a TikTok or in the pinned comments if it's on YouTube. And once you get in there, you learn the tools and the tips, the techniques to apply to create neuroplasticity and to change your life and to manifest anything and everything you desire. Keep going, keep flowing. Happy